really liking this.
Yeah, I do too.
I think the one I hated the most was the mohawk, but you've been redeeming yourself year by year.
The wave towel was dope. That's what I thought.
It was the mohawk that was up, but this shit, this hair,
you like the hair?
I love it.
Get the fuck
Keep
out
letting
of
it grow.
You should have did this looking straight out of prison. It would have been.
Yo. Yo, Trump is the worst fucking friend in the world, yo. Why would you say that?
I'm shameless, so shameless. With my dogs on the block, it was dangerous. Take a girl out to eat and she's paying. I'm shameless, so shameless. I'ma go hit Tahoe up. Come bring the Tahoe truck, body bags on body bags. Come pick this garbage up. DJ mixing in the booth, he leave him traumatized up. I ain't got no time to waste. Let's get these commas up. I'm sitting in class, I can't even focus. Looking at cheese, hoping that she don't notice. Titty sit right, that ass be poking. I'm sitting in the front cause I gotta be the closest. I'm just waiting for the bell, let everybody leave. I passed with an A, but left her with a D.
Why are you not on live right now, Belly? That was the time. Cause that should have been on the live. Yo, you gonna let her talk to you like that?
There's nothing you can say after that.
There's absolutely
This
nothing
nigga
you can
said
say
you
after
shouldn't
that.
look like that straight out of prison.
Yeah, it would have been more impactful.
Nah, I can't. Gabby, I'm gonna call you back when I get home because these niggas is wildin'. Yo.
That was crazy.
Son, this nigga is wild, son.
This nigga has a different energy in the
You know this nigga gotta leave in an hour?
No, you gotta leave at 2. You got plenty of time.
What in my hair?
I would like to have the mic a little closer to y'all.
Yes. Melly, can you
All right.
some sangria?
booga 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 blah.
Thank you.
Yo, you can't give him no sangria.
Why not?
Nigga, you don't come here with nothing. You come here, eat chicken in front of my face. Mm-hmm. You don't offer me none. Mm-hmm. You don't bring no fucking Modelo no more. You don't bring no fucking nothing. And then you make us change the date to Saturday, and then you're leaving. You can't tell me. You didn't say, yo, oh, by the way, I only have until this time, hard out.
Absolutely did.
When?
Dodge, she saw it in the chat.
Dodge, she's not co-signing you today.
When I said I had to leave at 2, that's when she was like, oh, I guess we could do it Saturday morning. And she's the only one that acknowledged that, but I said that.
Let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
These facts of yours.
Yes.
You're ready to back up all your facts.
I mean, it's in the chat.
Huh? You're always talking about what's in the chat. Can we talk about what's in the room?
Yeah.
Can we do that?
Sure, absolutely.
Hey, anybody in the back that want to talk about what's in this room? Huh?
Thank you, Melly.
Chelsea?
Appreciate you.
Come here for a second, youngster.
Hey.
Come here for a second, youngster.
Shit. Hi, Chelsea.
We have a guest in the house today.
Hi,
He wants to
boo.
talk about what's
You
in
look so cute.
the room.
Me. Fuck him.
Yes, y'all. Our media manager is here.
I love your bracelets.
Trump, hey Trump, hey Trump, hey Chelsea. Yeah, after you
Oh
took
my
it
God,
to homie
Chelsea, those
court
are beautiful.
last week.
Where did you get those from?
Oh yeah, crystals is dope. Fine. You know we're recording, right?
Please? Are we really?
Yeah, this is all part of the show.
Why you don't have a mic? And why are they still on if we recording?
I don't know. That's not a me thing. That's a them thing.
Look at these
You
niggas.
said we was recording. I'm trying to do a whole surprise homie court thing.
Oh, what is it? Oh, hey, girl.
Shit.
And there's no cooperation in the room here. My bailiffs don't got
How
their
you doing?
pistols.
I'm good.
Oh, it's how we're doing now. It's how we're doing now.
Chelsea's the homie.
Huh?
Get it, homie?
Chelsea, did you feel like the homie last week?
No, I did not tell him.
I think Chelsea needs a mic, Dodge. Can you split a little bit more?
Yeah, you can, girl, you can have the whole thing. Go do what you gotta do.
Chelsea, how did you feel last week when you were surprisingly
I object. Isn't this
Bro,
this is double jeopardy?
to homie court.
Listen, you can't go to court twice for the same thing.
No, Chelsea, what would
I
you
felt
like?
bamboozled.
You felt bamboozled. Why would you feel such a way?
I think I'm gonna need therapy after last week.
Oh, shit.
I feel a civil suit coming.
Now, I would like to be removed from said civil suit. Yes, Chelsea's a beautiful young lady. Malcolm, relax, bro. She's out of your age range.
She got a man.
No. Trom,
Yes.
how could you bring one of our youth, somebody that's here to support us, to homie court? Do you have anything to say for yourself?
I do.
She says she feels bamboozled. She's hurt. Says she may need therapy after such like behavior and attacks from her elders.
What elder?
Emphasis on elder.
That just keep in mind that she does not represent the So Shameless podcast right now. She is here as herself.
Those are elder statesman socks you have on.
They are. I am an elder. I have my elder glasses and my Malcolm set.
I was just noticing,
Tahoe
you know.
didn't do anything to me. It was
Right,
you,
he
Tron.
didn't. Well, here's the thing. What I did
I'm
was
trying to deflect.
try. You know, I was just trying to add some fun and content to the show. There's no hard feelings. You know, I love you, Chelsea. Nothing but love. But I felt like I had a case. My case was actually a little bit weaker than I thought it was.
You tried to steal
And
my arguments.
I repeat. So I did find out. I
I
did find
screenshot
out.
it and sent it to you last week.
Word, right? And I thought I said it and you said it, right? But the fact that you said it kind of still backed up my argument. I just had to create a new argument. However, I did find out that you can pin more than one comment because I've seen it recently.
You can pin more than one comment. Well,
But I didn't want to say nothing because I didn't want it to be
did you
like
go do
double
research
jeopardy.
on that?
No, I just was looking on Instagram and I saw two comments pinned on one post. There wasn't much research to do.
Yo, I feel the way that he was so intently looking through that phone last week, it was almost as if he really had some. Chelsea, do you feel Trump has something against you now?
I think he's just mad he's a Gemini.
Wait, what sign are you?
I'm a Taurus.
Taurus.
Is it Taurus before Gemini?
Yes.
It's a sign before Gemini. Is there a thing about that? Like
Taurus is actually similar to Virgos in that they're kind of stubborn and don't really say sorry and my bad much. So
We always say sorry, but we are stubborn. I'll give him that.
I give Taurus are stubborn, but
No love
Gemini
lost,
is also
yeah.
stubborn.
yeah, depends on who you ask.
Geminis are very stubborn. They go into defense mode. They
Well,
apologize later.
Defensive and
It's been a
stubborn, I
thing.
think, are two different things. Defensive, absolutely.
So, but why is that? Isn't that like cousin words? Defensive and
Stubborn
stubborn.
is like refusing to change or be malleable. There goes that word again.
Malleable. Malleable. All right. Well, Chelsea, I wanted you to come. Being that we're recording on the weekends, I figured you've never been in house while we were recording. Jokingly, I know there's nothing but love between
It's
us all,
nothing but
right?
love. It's nothing but love.
jokes, Tron.
Yeah.
All right. Maybe we can find. Can we find a place for Chelsea? Do we have a place where she can sit and chill and all that and relax?
Bye, guys. Thanks for having me. Bye, Zoom.
Thank you.
So
all.
I
Y'all
literally
niggas never gonna see
decided.
her again.
I literally
She
decided.
really just pops in and pops out.
Yo.
Right? I literally decided to take Chelsea to homie court because I was cracking up laughing at the thought of it when I was thinking about it. It was nothing like I know I ain't have much.
It
of a
was
taste.
very serious in here last week.
I mean,
That was a lot of homie
It was
courts.
court. It was court. You know.
Loon
It's supposed
said
to be
he's
serious.
still not okay. Have you spoken to Loon?
Yeah.
I forgot
good?
about Loon.
Yeah, we good.
Loon said what you said? What?
Forgot about Loon.
Yeah, Loon caught a bad homie court.
Yeah.
I caught. Listen, I'm gonna tell y'all right now to the people who went and
now
listened
she
to the
won because y'all get to see what she looked like.
Yeah.
Now the jury is swayed.
nigga.
What?
Last week's Patreon excerpt.
Yeah.
This shit came back to bite me in the ass yesterday.
How?
I told you that me and my girl had an issue.
Yes.
We had our own homie court last night. We called our therapist, our couples therapist, for mediation. I'm in there going off, nigga. I swear I got my case. I know I'm winning this case. I just know it. Nigga, I'm just like, and then this happened, and then I tried to give her leeway, and then I said, just please tell me, and then therapist is just like, okay.
Cassandra?
Yeah. We get to the middle bottom, right, where she starts examining, and before she gives us the tool, ask Cassandra, she has different tools for communication, for this, for that. I laid my case out. My girl laid her out. She didn't have as many points. She just laid her shit out. She left it. Oh, I had point after point after point. I was like, oh, I know I got this one. Cassandra says to me, she says to us, so, do you want me to tell y'all what my thoughts are on this? Like we're buddies, like us, or do you want me to use like therapist mode, very calm, this, that, and the other? I'm like, yo, say it how you say it. Nothing. I got nothing to lose. I'm good. She says, okay. Tahoe, you're the horrible communicator. Wow. She says, I'm floored. I've almost never seen anything like it in my life.
Wow.
She's like, you nailed every single bad way to communicate on the sheet.
Nailed it.
When you're sitting there and you're just happy, you're just like, and then nigga, I was just like, your face you just kind of get stuck in.
Holy shit!
I was just like,
son.
But she's very correct. The things that she said, it was just, I was just sitting there like,
See, you should have had me as the mediator.
I sunk, and I'm just like, fuck. And you wonder why? Because I realized that's the way I communicate with everybody. Right? Melly often, we was talking about last week in the Patreon episode, we talked about me and Melly beefing. By the way, we good, right, Melly? Are we all right? We're straight?
Did y'all speak after the show?
Yeah.
I had to roll down on her. She ain't talk to me.
You didn't listen to the Patreon.
She did not talk to me the whole day. We silent.
Nigga, do you work here?
Did he say he don't have the password?
The fuck this nigga just said, son? Like, are you present?
Gave me the silent treatment for the rest of the day while we were here.
Melly, you made him.
Yes, I paid her extra.
Yeah, because I was about to say, because that's the only way a cancer get over some shit. Like, all right, you gonna pay me for it?
And the next day, so I was just thinking, I was just like, yo, I do not want to sour this relationship. Like, I'm just like, yo, I can't. You know what I mean? I can't lose this woman. So I pulled up at her crib one day, just out the blue. Yo, come outside. She was like, huh? She was like, huh? Nigga, East New York on my scooter. I did not have my bike. I rode all the way out there. It was like, come outside. She was like, come outside your house. And I asked her to talk, and I said I would just listen. This girl got a lot. She can talk. And she was quiet for a good 4 minutes. She didn't say anything, and then and I was just like, I just had to stare at the floor because but I'm just saying to myself, I want to say something, but I said I couldn't. So I listened. And I think that we had some good conversations since, and but then I look at Chelsea and I think of past assistants and stuff. And communication is difficult with me. You know what I mean? Especially when you feel like you're right, you have a place of power in the situation. So yeah, it's gonna be therapy makes me actually want to give up trying to be a good person.
It's too much, right?
It's too much.
Yeah.
It's too much. I'm serious. You think it's funny, but it's like,
I think it's funny because
I
I understand what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I just kind of just be like, fuck it. It's way more easy just being a bad person.
It is.
I could just be, I don't, like, why do I have to care so much? And it's funny because my girl, she tried to, like, stop Cassandra from leaning in on me. She's like, wait. Because she started feeling guilty. Guilty, protective.
Yeah.
Bad for me. And she's like, wait, no, I didn't. She's like, girl, I got this. Mm-hmm. And I was just thinking, I was just like, yo, trying to be a good person when you have so much, you're good at being a bad person. You're good at not caring. Mm-hmm. it's like trying to walk on skates. Like, cause you're never trying to be a good person. You never really know. Is what I'm about to say good?
Yeah.
Is what I just did good? You know what I'm saying? Like, you're always trying to figure out, are you good enough right now? Like, is this good? You know what I'm saying? Oh shit, I fucked up again. Or where did I fuck up? How did I fuck that up? It's always like you're never 100% able to bask in your energy because you're always looking to make sure nobody's offended.
Right, because you're being cognizant of the things that are coming out of your mouth, and you're trying to like walk on eggshells but still get your point across because you're trying not to offend anybody. You're trying not to hurt anybody's feelings. It's so much easier to be the villain because you could just not give a fuck and just say whatever you want to say, however you want to say it, and just let it land however it lands, and then you can go continue to live your life. And yeah,
Son,
I get it. We had a conversation.
Son, and I just realized, and so just to end your point, because you nailed it. Being very comfortable with who you are is bliss.
Yep.
It's just peaceful. Fuck it. It is what it is. They're mad. Fuck it. It is what it is. Oh well.
Like, did you die?
But did you die?
But did you fucking die? Like,
But caring, Trom, did I go too far? Dodge, did I go too far? Hey kids, did I go too far? Baby mamas, did I go too far? Mom, did I go too far? Carmeli, did I go too far? Chelsea, did I go too far? Ah! Today, did I go too far?
Bought those stands.
he don't care.
Stands, did I go too far?
Answer is always yes. It's consistently yes.
It's just,
What?
This nigga is
Oh, sorry.
fucking
This isn't the time for feedback.
wild. This nigga is wild. Do y'all see me? Are we here? This nigga?
No, I actually agree with what Ty was saying. I feel the same way. I'm in therapy too, and therapist is talking about how I can not be so defensive. That's the hardest thing in the world, to not be defensive.
For a Gemini.
Yeah, because I feel like I'm constantly getting swung on. So it's like, how could I not be defensive? Like, I'm not trying to start no fights, but I'm in the fight. Now I can't defend myself. I'm in the fight. I didn't want to be here. I did not want to be here. I was just walking by. I just started.
I was just walking by. It's bad funny. I was just walking by.
That's how Trump really thinks. I have a
trying to get
question.
to the
This is a
kitchen.
random question. It has nothing to do with what we're talking about. You really didn't get a sangria?
Yeah, I got one.
Oh, I was about to say, God damn, that's crazy.
Nah, he got one.
Because I'm looking, I'm like, this nigga don't got no cup.
But yeah, Geminis very rarely start beef. But you can't start with them because then they're gonna beef with you. They want to know, they're gonna fight you, and it doesn't matter what it is.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what it is. They're going to push back. But yeah, so that's my issue about life. It's just that therapy is extremely hard. Do not try to go to therapy and think it's just going to be like 1, 2, 3.
Yeah. Common misconception.
I thought I had it nailed. She needs work, Cassandra. Get her. She needs help. I don't know if I'm going to be able to deal with her. You know what I'm saying? Oh, but she had notes for her too. But mine was like, oh, you think you're up there? You think you're just chilling? No.
No, you're not. Yeah.
You're triggering her left and right. You're condescending. The way that you speak is very what? If you want to hear the things that Dodge and Trom had to say, and Melly, and Toro, go into the Patreon. We had the episode put up last week. And I guess it's time for me to figure out how to be accountable for my behavior. Accountable? Is this a new word? Do you need a mic, Melly? You all right? Just for your little ad-libs?
I had the mic. Okay.
Speaking of accountable, now Travis has worked very hard with his production team. We have a back office now.
I saw the email and I was confused, but then I decided to mind my business because nobody said shit to me. So
He's just suggesting, he's helping in ways, and I think it's really good.
yeah, I read the email. It was amazing.
You don't have the password either? But there are a few things that aren't on there that I think we need to discuss up front. For one, Jay Alphonse. What's his name? Jay Alphonse was on the Maul and Rory podcast. Actually, love Maul. I'm really. I kind of like Rory. I've always liked Rory. We have mutuals that they have a little issue, but whatever. I've always liked Rory. But and their show I think is amazing actually. They did an interesting skit with the actor that plays Lil Murda, Jay Alphonse or Jay Alfonso.
Whatever his name is.
Little Murder?
Lil Murda
yeah.
From
P Valley.
Oh, okay.
Let me make sure I get his name right. Jay Alphonse. Yes, Jay Alphonse Nicholson. That's his name. And it was an interesting skit. It was a skit which basically he lit a blunt and he went to pass it to Maul and Rory, and they didn't want to take it. They were kind of like, this is weird. You know, you're on there. You're kind of gay on the show. Not really, you know. Don't know where your lips have been. No, don't want to smoke behind you.
Wait, that's why they didn't want to smoke?
And then they said monkeypox.
Oh, then they said it was, maybe, monkeypox. We don't want to spread things. It didn't go as well as they may have planned.
Really? Imagine that.
It was, you didn't think that it was a funny
It was
skit?
ridiculous. It was very cringe. I will say this.
This mic and you're not really close to it.
I just felt like it was all up in my fucking face.
You know, like the voice.
I'm not the voice of anything. Anyway, I feel like podcasts that are very heavily male-centered need to have at least one woman in the room creatively that has sense, because that will stop niggas from doing stupid shit like this. I don't feel like if you would have ran this skit by any woman before you did it, that they wouldn't have said like,
I'm sure they have a woman on the set. As a matter of fact,
I said that have sense. That just because it's a woman doesn't mean that all women have sense. The fuck you? Well, they should have asked her, because I'm pretty sure she would have said that that's not okay. Like, I don't, like, the joke is not funny. Like, the whole, I'm not going to smoke a blunt from a gay man or a man that fucks trans women or whatever the case may be, that's not funny. There is no comedy. There's no comical factor in that in 2022. Like, it's completely tone deaf. And then to double down and say, oh, yeah, monkeypox, because they're try to frame monkeypox as like the new AIDS, the new, gay men are the ones that are spreading the monkey. Like, it's tone deaf. Like, that's one of those things that should have been left on the cutting room floor. And I don't know anybody that you couldn't have given me that and be like, yo, Dodge, I got an idea for this skit, so I'm gonna do da-da-da-da. And I would have been like, that's fucking dumb.
Trom, you agree?
So I just have a question, because I saw like a glimpse of it just scrolling through the timelines, but I don't think I watched the whole thing or whatever. So it was a skit, but was the guest in on the skit?
Yeah.
So what's the problem? How's the guest offended if they're part of the skit?
Is not offended. The problem
they
is
offended the community.
It offended a lot of people.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
And then he had to double down, and well, not double down. He had to make an apology video because of all of the backlash that he received from doing this skit.
Let me play the apology video,
I didn't
which
even
is
hear it.
actually.
I heard it was good though.
The point of me bringing this up wasn't really about Maul and Rory or J.R. Fonz in the skit, because the skit, sometimes you make bad decisions. Sometimes you just not, like Dodge said, sometimes you just need to have somebody else in the room to run it by, be like, not a good idea. This is how that could go. You probably want to stay away from that. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
it happens. And I don't think that Maul and Rory intended to be disrespectful. I don't think that they are. I can't say whether they're homophobic or not, but I wouldn't imagine that at this point in their career they would be doing things to directly offend people like that. Like, I think that they, they're smart enough to know that that's not the play. They probably just didn't run it past enough or think. Or sometimes things are shot with one intention in mind, and the final product doesn't display what was intended.
But once you see it bad, like it wasn't that fire of a skit that it needed to be put out in the first place. It looked like it was shot on an iPhone 12. Like it was not that fire. So y'all could have kept that shit.
iPhone 12 is pretty good cameras.
Right.
You meant 4. Okay. Let me just play. All right, no problem. I'm sorry. I can't because I've been yelled at enough the last 24 hours. I did not sleep well, child. I don't want no smoke with nobody.
Hey, what's up, people?
So here is J. Alphonse Nicholson's response, and I believe he's actually a straight man
He is.
that plays a very gay man in the closet. That's actually just come out at the end of this season. Somewhat come out. I think he's come out of the closet, and he's a rapper, right, in New Orleans. Is P Valley in New Orleans? St. Louis? Mississippi? She said down in the right valley. My bad. Mississippi. See, Chelsea, that's why you need to be here. So, is it Mississippi?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Chuckalisa. Of course. I don't know what the fuck that is. All right. So he represents something, being a straight man a straight actor that played a gay man, in the closet man, and they went through it. They had sex scenes, kissing, love scenes, everything. So it meant something to the community for him to be a part of it. That hard, to go that hard.
Yeah. Fill me up, nigga is still.
Fill me up, nigga is crazy. That's every
bar. Like that shit is crazy.
Fill me up, nigga.
Fill me up, nigga.
He's also a nigga that was playing the top, I believe. That at one point said, "No, I want to be your bottom," to his lover, and in that scene said, "Fill me up, nigga." Basically, choke.
You didn't have to explain.
Yeah. Here's my girl, and he's sexy as fuck. Here's my girl. Hello. Get the fuck out of here.
I mean, he ain't ugly.
Hey, what's up, people? So just wanted to come on and let you all know that I really enjoyed doing the Marl and Rory interview, but I wanted to address the skit that is being shown separate from the interview. When I was approached about the skit, it was after we had already done the interview, which I think is great. I hope you all get a chance to check it out. But the skit, I was told, was to be done to make fun at the rumors and the ignorance that people surround myself and the character, and me having my own strain, and people maybe not wanting to smoke with me because of the character that I play on Lil Murder. And so we're picking fun at the ignorance of those people that make fun and create those situations. And that skit was supposed to bring a certain amount of attention to the interview. And I believe it's doing the exact opposite. It's not really showing the light and the love that was shown in that interview. I believe that the skit has definitely offended some people. I've seen your comments, and I apologize for that. That was never our intent, and we have learned very quickly that ignorance is ignorance. You can't make fun of ignorance. It's just ignorant. And so I wish I would have stuck with my first instinct and not have done the skit, but it's being taken down immediately across all platforms. We have reached out to people and make sure that we're getting it taken down. And once again, I apologize for offending anyone who watched that video, watched that skit, and felt like that it was inappropriate and offensive, especially to my loved ones and my family in the LGBT community. I apologize sincerely, and we're taking care of it. I got y'all.
That's a great fucking apology.
Right? I love that. Explanations/apology.
Yeah, I like that a lot.
That I'm not that good.
What you mean? You wouldn't have done that?
The way he didn't, there was no excuses. There was no, like, he was
like a proper apology?
He was in there on the apology. Like, he just nailed it in every single way. Like, he showed what his intent was. He knew where he went wrong. He understood the damage. You know what I'm saying? Like, he reaffirmed his alliance. Like, yo, my bad. We reached out. We fucked that up. It wasn't our intent. It was supposed to go a different direction to help. It obviously didn't nail it. Yo, I'm not that good at apologizing.
So you hate it because you can't do it?
I didn't say I hated it.
Oh.
I said I'm actually really like impressed.
Oh, okay.
I'm actually really fucking impressed.
Yeah, of celebrity apologies, that is the bar.
Top tier.
That is the bar. That's the standard.
It was a good balance because for me, I'm more stuck on the explanation than the apology. So he actually did both. He nailed both. But the explanation for me is important because I'm like, I want you to know my intent was not to harm. And I'm also big on context. Like he said, he was like, you know, if you listen to the whole interview, you'd understand how this all makes sense in the context. And a lot of people, I always say this, like people click on 30 seconds and then they give their opinion, but they didn't listen to the whole 2-hour thing to see how it all makes sense. So I would have been stuck on that more so than the apologies, but he gave a little.
There it is. That's the Gemini.
That's the defensive shit. I'm like, oh no, you're attacking my character. No, that's not what I meant. You know what I mean?
Come on, man.
Right.
You know I wouldn't. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But he didn't. He really accepted it, and I thought that was just fucking amazing.
That's
I
great.
thought that was. I looked at that apology maybe 20 times because you could feel it even if you watch. Why I turned the camera towards us, the video towards you, y'all could see. Like he was really in on that apology. It wasn't just some made up shit. Nobody sent him that.
Right.
You know
And
what
I was
mean?
about to say that I appreciate the fact that it's like I shot it in my car. It's not a iOS press release. It's not something that was posted on Instagram with my
at the
fucking
notes.
moniker next to it. Like it's like it's seemingly at
Heartfelt.
least these are my words, my thoughts, my feelings, and my apology is sincere. Like it's the sincerity of it, and I don't think that there is much more negativity or backlash that is going to come to him for that, because for a lot of people it is just being able to own you did some shit that was not it and apologize sincerely and then move on.
Well, you're wrong.
Why? How?
Backlash actually did come
From who? Y'all niggas. Tell me.
from the straight community. The straight community went in, bro. one of our listeners, actually, who I won't name because I truly respect him and I believe that.
I didn't know there was a straight community other than Lil Boosie.
I think we're all parts. Well, not.
I mean, like active,
y'all.
like speaking out on shit, like.
Well, there's a lot of people who, and this thing is funny to me. I'm not even gonna say that
You know
yet.
what?
I'm not gonna say that yet. They were like, yo,
I can see it.
honestly,
I can see how it happened.
You should have left the skit up. I wish you didn't let them bully you into removing it. Yo, fuck them. It wasn't that serious.
It
Yo,
was, though.
You know, there was a lot of that. Now, me and the young brother who I'm speaking about, we had a really good discourse, back and forth. It was a very good discourse. Wherein I laid out like, yo, I don't think that he felt bullied. I think that he's a part of the community, an ally of the community. He realizes where he went wrong. And it just was like,
it was
made
done in
sense.
bad taste.
It was done in bad taste.
Not,
That's exactly
it
what I
was
said,
not
actually.
that funny. It was not that poignant. There was no like disclaimer. There was no like anything to be like, you know, like there was nothing in that skit to let you know that it was to poke fun at the ignorance of people around. It kind of leaned into the ignorance. Now, maybe if there was like a disclaimer or something before and like, this is the shit that niggas got to deal with, you know, when you are a straight man playing a gay actor, and then did the skit, maybe it probably would have landed better. But at the end of the day, it was bad, and it's okay that it was bad.
Now, this is what I want to ask you both.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna fall back and allow y'all to answer whatever, right? So when he said, you should have left out. I wish you didn't let them bully you into removing it. I said it wasn't bullying. It was blatantly disrespectful to gay men and to the work he's done with P Valley. It was mockery. I get the intent, but it came off as being like behind closed doors. You're joking about the things that you fought for on the show and the people that you represent. Black people would feel insulted also if that was done to them.
Yeah.
Like, say, if we seen Tom Hanks, like behind the scenes talking to his white friends, like, I would never date black women or something as a joke, we would be like, how's that funny? Like, nigga, we fuck with you.
Right.
Like, well, you know how many times I watched Forrest Gump? Like, wow. And actually would probably have a problem watching any of your work again. Like, it was just, That's the stain that's left on you once you see some shit that's just done like that, as if you don't give a fuck about the effect. And he mentioned, listen, I didn't gather that behind closed doors he jokes about these things. I feel like you didn't either. There was no malice in his intent, and we all know it. We're literally insulted every day, usually with malicious intent and minimal outrage. A little satire won't kill anyone. Was this something that we just like, all right, bad joke, you know my, like Trump said, you know my intent, you know I'm not like that. Like, I wouldn't play a gay man on the show and then turn around and try to be blatantly homophobic in the world. Like, come on. Y'all know me. Like, is there an argument for that? I think it's something to discuss.
There's an argument that it doesn't need to go any further. Nobody needs to get canceled. The outrage can stop here. You know what I mean? That the outrage was appropriate.
Before the video?
No. So when the video dropped.
No, before his apology video is what I'm asking.
Right. Before the apology video, I understand the outrage. That's what led to the apology video. And now the clarity, now with the explanation, we're like, oh, okay, it makes sense now. And like Dodge said, it wasn't there before. There was no disclaimer, so we didn't know what the fuck was going on.
What I'm asking you is, did he have to drop the apology video? Is the world too sensitive?
Yes, the world is too sensitive, but in this situation, this is a sensitive issue. Like you brought up race. As a black man, a white person can't just go up there and say something. I like sarcasm. I like dark humor. There's certain shit that you just can't say. It's just too sensitive for me as a black man. And right now, there's a lot of things that are very sensitive. Some shit is too much. It's like, all right, relax. But like LGBTQ is rightfully so. It's a very sensitive topic to a lot of people, right? So I get that, and I understand the backlash. I understand the explanation. I think it was handled well. I also understand sarcasm. And that when you're being sarcastic and you have like dark humor, the disclaimer would have ruined the joke. You know what I mean? But they just, like you said, they just missed on this one. You know what I mean? It could end right here. We missed on it. He explained it. He apologized. Let's move on. Nobody needs to be canceled. Let's move on.
Josh, do the straight community have a point? Like, yo, y'all offended by everything. We can't say nothing about y'all. Like, y'all always got shit to say about straight people.
Yes.
Whoa.
Yes. The world is too sensitive. But that's the world that we live in. And we already know that. So why are we doing things to trigger people and to make conversations and to blow things out? Like, we're adding fuel to a fire that's already burning for what? And the point that I have, because y'all know I love dark humor. I love satire.
You love dark humor.
I love it. The shit wasn't funny. I think that that's the part that really has me like, it was not funny. I don't think that it was well thought out. I don't think that it was appropriate. I don't think that it was super articulate. Like, I think that it was like, sorry, I think it was dumb nigga humor. Like, I feel like dumb niggas would think that shit is funny. Like, oh, ha, 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 that's funny because gay, because monkeypox, because you play gay niggas. Like, it's dumb humor. It's not intellectual. There's no nuance. Like, it does not seem like a real interesting, thought-provoking, intelligent, and witty person came up with this skit and it was like, yo, that shit is actually funny. Or that shit actually, sparked some type of thought. It was dry.
My problem with that, not a problem. My question about that. Why can't there be dumb nigga humor anymore?
There can be. There is a lane for it.
Where?
In your group chat.
Why?
Because you offend the masses. Because everybody is not going to understand. Because everybody is not into dumb nigga humor.
Do you realize there's way more dumb niggas out here than smart? Like, the masses are actually full of dumb niggas.
I am aware. And even the dumb niggas was offended. So if that is the case.
That not based on his replies. Not based on his comments. His comments is full of dumb niggas like, bro, come on. We knew you wasn't trying to offend nobody. Right. We was just like, it was a funny thing. Nobody's going to smoke behind it. It's like, pause.
Funny. It was not funny.
It didn't have to be funny. So
what the fuck was the point of it if it was not to be funny?
Because, and I'm going to compare it to like, sometimes Dave Chappelle would do a whole stand-up, and it's not like ha, ha, ha. It's just, he's basically showing people's hypocrisies and things like
But
that.
it's thought provoking. It's
So-
intelligent. It's witty.
When-
that shit was dry.
When he explained what they were trying to poke fun at, that actually made sense, and there was
Yes.
some level of intellect to that.
Yes.
It didn't show in the skit.
At all.
The skit was bad. I agree. They should have taken it down because it wasn't executed properly. But I'm defending the idea of this type of humor because it doesn't always have to be ha 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 funny. It could be like, yeah, I'm poking fun at the people that poke fun at this ignorant shit. You know what I mean?
Chelsea, if we can find it, maybe we can put it in the Patreon. Not now. We're trying to put all of these things that we're talking about into the Patreon so you can actually see it. If you're not on Twitter, if you're not on Instagram, you know what I mean? If we can find that video of this situation, let's see if we can post it in the Patreon so that the people who are members can go watch the actual video in private. So we're not like,
I just feel like of all of the ignorant, of all of the ways that you can poke fun of the ignorance of the community versus, or the ignorance of people as it pertains to the LGBTQ community, there's so many different ways that you could have showcased.
But would they accept it?
That shit was.
Would they
that
accept
shit was
it coming from straight
corny,
people?
bro.
Would they accept it coming from straight people? You can't really say anything about the community.
But I can't say that because as a person that's straight leaning, that shit was, to me, it cringe. And y'all know me, like, I laugh at the most fucked up shit ever. I saw that shit. I literally said, this shit is whack. And I kept scrolling.
When I put together these topics, I often lead one into another.
Okay.
We're talking about straight right now and dark humor. For one, I'd like to do a disclaimer right now. I'm about to talk about Tiffany Haddish and Aries Spears. If you're not interested in hearing that type of content based on something that may have happened to you in your childhood, something you've dealt with as a parent, as a cousin, as a family member, I just want to give you a chance to say, you know what, this topic isn't for me. And you can fast forward until you hear us talking about, until you hear us laughing. This actually isn't a laughing matter. Trom, have you seen that video?
Yeah.
Dark humor is what they're talking about. Dark humor. Who's calling me from Poland?
Jesus Christ, these listener letters is long as shit.
Dark humor and the way that it was previously accepted in earlier years versus now. There's a video out with Tiffany Haddish.
Oh, there's an actual video?
You didn't see the video?
Fuck no, I don't want to see that shit, but I read about what the video was about, but I did not
video
see
is
the
all
video.
over the internet.
Skit. Yeah.
It's a skit.
Oh, I didn't see it.
And I went and, I go
Looking
watch
for
it.
it.
And the video basically has Tiffany Haddish bringing over her son or nephew to an uncle's house, her brother or something like that. And the little boy, being about 6 years old, maybe 7, something like that,
Something like that. Yeah.
is in underwear. And the uncle basically is looking at the child like he is food. Food. It's literally like nothing better way to say it. It's like the child was put in a lion's cage and the lion was circling. He wanted parts. And it was absolutely tasteless. It was just like, yo, this is crazy. Now, the intent of said video was to speak. You
I'm
good?
going to just talk. I'm not even. It's a live edit, right? We fine. Go ahead.
Toro,
Toro, don't you fucking click over to me fixing my fucking bra.
Toro's
asshole, I
he
saw
was
you.
working, bro. He was working. I just like Toro.
I saw this nigga do a click.
So I was like,
What's your problem?
That's my shot.
Whose side are you on?
Now,
Center clip.
the purpose of the skit was actually to say don't be careful who you leave your children with.
Right.
You know, even family members, shit like that. It was actually supposed to be like a PSA type skit.
Mm-hmm. Did it have a disclaimer?
I don't know. I think it was done years ago before cancel culture. I believe this is like the beginning of her career and the middle of Aries Spears' decline.
Right. Because I was about to say that's.
What do y'all think? Is there room for, like, are they supposed to be canceled even if they know the intent? Even if we know the intent was not to be rapey, it wasn't like, you know, that. Obviously, I'm gonna tell you right now. The minute I seen the clip, I don't like seeing kids in their underwear. I've never seen my daughter naked since she was changed diaper. Like anytime it was like trying to change her, I'd be like, all right, go to your grandma's room, change, or here you change into your, you know, skivvies or whatever, and we'll change you after that. But I've never, you know, what I mean, I just always been like with kids.
I get it to a degree.
I mean, listen, I'm
Right.
a lot, whatever, over exaggerating, but. To see that kid in diapers or like underwear on a screen, it's horrible.
The skit was very cringeworthy. It wasn't funny. It was more of a PSA, like you said. I don't think they should be canceled. I'm big on that. Like, you cancel people that are currently disrupting, you know, whatever integrity you hold, right? I'm not saying you don't hold people accountable for past actions, but it's like, all right, it was a poorly done skit, however many years ago. You don't have to hold everybody accountable for skits they made in 2003. It's just, especially with the intent, like you said. Now, if there was actual abuse there, which there are some claims apparently in court, then obviously you hold somebody accountable. But if it's just a skit, and that's what it is, it's a terrible skit, cringeworthy.
And it's something that never came out, right?
The skit was pulled by the network.
Right.
Once they saw it, or once they got early thing about it. But the storyline behind it is more why, to me, there is legs.
Right.
The fact that Tiffany Haddish did it more than once with there were two children. We only saw the male one, right? There's a young lady that had something like with something. It was just, she was the sister to the brother. So
My question,
Tiffany Haddish would go to the house, get the sister, bring her to set away from the parent, and shoot the video, bring the child back. The second time the boy was brought or whatever, they were brought together, something like that. The boy winds up crying by the end of the scene. Now, this scene has this boy like jerking off a locomotive toy. Like, there's a lot. Like, there's a bathtub scene where Aries Spears jumps in the bathtub with the kid. So it's said by the sister that when the boy winds up coming downstairs to holding, he was crying. He's like, I want to go home. I don't like it here. And the mother asks, yo, why was my son crying when Tiffany Haddish brings the kids back? And she's like, oh, yeah, he probably just not meant to be an actor. And the mother never knew what the content of this video was until years later. So there's you know, and then the mother's been painted as a person that's trying to extort Tiffany Haddish. You know, like there's no reason for these kids to feel a way about this type of thing. So
I don't understand parents that allow people to shoot things, content, anything with their child, and they're not present for it.
Exactly.
And I'm not making an excuse for definitely never for Aries Spears or for Tiffany Haddish. But my question would be, if this happened so long ago and your child was traumatized, why are we just hearing about it now? Why are you just pursuing it legally now? And what is your culpability for giving your kids to someone and not knowing what was happening, not knowing what they were shooting, not seeing the footage. Because I think I read somewhere that the mom like asked several times to see the footage,
Right.
and it was not provided to her.
Right.
How is that in itself not already alarming? And if that's the case, then why are these not charges? These charges were not something that was brought up
They were.
years ago.
They weren't brought up, but this is something that she was trying to sue for or ask for compensation or something. There was some. This is an ongoing thing.
I don't
that
know.
is just now.
Because as a
we're
parent,
finding out
what's your
about it.
personal? What is your responsibility in this situation as a parent?
But okay, I failed. Does that mean that I just take it on the chin and keep it pushing?
No, it doesn't mean that you take it on the chin and keep
'Cause
it
she
pushing.
trusted
But now
her.
you're
They were
getting
actually friends. I was
compensated.
gonna
But
say
now
Her
that's
and
not
Tiffany
enough
having
for
some
me.
friends.
I wouldn't normally
That's not
say
enough
this.
for me.
If Ivy came and was like, "Hey, let me bring Parker to this shoot or whatever," you wouldn't trust Ivy to make sure that you wouldn't think that. All right, Ivy is
To a
has.
shoot, I'm coming.
What if you had to record?
Then she can't come that day.
Record is mad crazy.
Yeah, because obviously I missed out on a lot of parenting time recording.
Don't do it. Come on, I knew you was gonna do that.
You
Look,
started
Charles was
me
like,
up.
"Oh."
Go ahead, Trump.
I don't know.
I get your point. It's like, so normally I wouldn't
Trump,
say this.
our goddaughter, my goddaughter.
Yeah,
I said, "Yo, I know a photographer.
right.
I would like to bring my goddaughter
It's
to
different.
the photographer." You don't know, because what if the photographer is like, "Yo, these little racy pictures." You don't know. I'm not saying that, but it's just like, yo,
You can't use you as
Trump,
an example.
If I said that, would you be like, yo, if I was like, yo, let me bring her, I'm going over, there's a kid shoot, I'm going, you had a DJ thing, I'll bring her, she'll be good. Would you trust me with that?
Listen, my daughter has a village. You are part of that village.
Right.
I trust
That's
you
different, yeah.
with her. You know what I
So,
mean?
what's
So
the
Tiffany
difference?
had a relationship. We don't know how close they were. She had a relationship. I agree that the mom probably should have been there. I don't know how close they were, but obviously you would have liked to be there, right? But Tiffany also has, and this is what I was going to say. Normally I wouldn't say this, but I do think the parent is entitled to some compensation because she trusted Tiffany with this situation. And yes, she should have been there, but also two things could be, going on at the same time. She should have been there, but Tiffany was wrong for having this kid in the underwear.
And I get that,
He
though.
should not, regardless of how bad the skit was, the fact that he's in
How
his
do you tell
underwear,
them take off your clothes?
take all of
But
all
here's
of your clothes?
but here's my thing,
We're gonna
right?
How do you
My-
tell that?
My
An
only,
underwear scene?
My only pushback to your point is
What?
like my only pushback to your point is we're talking about that one scene, but there was another one. So she took the girl before and did something with her.
Yes,
Did you
exactly.
see that footage?
No.
Because as a parent, right? If you take my daughter on a shoot and I come back and I was like, and I say, I want to see the edits. I want to see what was happening. I want to see behind it. Like, I want to see, and you can't provide that for me, then why the fuck would I trust you with my son?
Hanging. Just close it.
No, I'm not closing it. That's
A little bit.
leave it. They not hanging. My titty's not big enough to hang.
They just hanging a little bit.
They just chilling. They cute though. But anyway, there's like, if I trusted you one time with my children and you could not provide me with any of the things that I'm asking you for, then as a parent, why would I trust you again with my children without me there? That's why I'm saying that it's kind of fucked up, because this is not a one-time thing. This is a multiple thing. So you dropped the ball as a parent more than once. But now that Tiffany Haddish is this big star, now you want compensation? Why you ain't trying to get money from her when she was broke?
She actually has been on her back. I don't know how long this has been going, but this isn't a new thing. And
Apparently
Tiffany
the
had-
mom's is in a mental institution and the girl has custody of the brother now. She was a family friend that they bonded because they were both going through a divorce, but they obviously weren't as close like that. Huh.
Okay. Booga 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 booga.
You ain't fucking pulling my kid for no fucking child molestation PSA. I don't give a fuck. PSA
Aries-
with your baby.
Aries Spears. What did we think about Tiffany Haddish and Aries Spears for being a part of this, even though they're saying it was supposed to be a PSA? Just very quickly, what do y'all think about that?
I think that when you have a dream, sometimes you go to lengths that you should not, and that maybe you're not even comfortable with yourself to achieve your goal. I'm not saying that it's a good thing. I actually think that it's kind of fucked up that sometimes, especially Black people, we get put in these very weird instances and situations where we're forced to do things that we normally wouldn't do because we want to save face and we want to be a part of something else. We want to be a part of something bigger or a different organization or whatever. I think that it was wrong. I appreciate Jay, Fonz, whatever. I don't know how to say his name.
Apology.
I appreciate the fact that Tiffany apologized, but Aries doubled down because he a different type of nigga.
He doubled down.
Yeah, he doubled down and he didn't apologize. He was like, fuck this shit. This shit is extortion. This shit is a money grab, like on a podcast or some shit like that. But Tiffany actually put out a iOS press release and was just like, this is fucked up. Y'all are right. I apologize. We gonna see it through. So
Now, I saw actually Aries Spears basically like, oh, my career is over.
your career been over, fatty.
Is that I don't believe that that's politically correct.
I don't give a fuck. I am not a politician.
Trom,
Yes.
is there like are they culpable here? Even though they're saying like, yo, it was a PSA, it was shot bad. Okay.
I mean,
It's the same thing as Jay Alphonse.
they're
What are we
culpable
saying?
in the same way. I think an explanation, an apology is necessary. It was a fucked up skit. You know what I mean?
What about
albeit
the-
that it was, I don't know how many years ago.
What about the effect on the children? The children now have said to be like, yo, I don't kind of like people. Like, I don't trust people like that. Like, I feel fucked up behind the fact that I was a part of that. And she's the one who brought me into that.
I mean, if I'm Tiffany Haddish, I'm gonna apologize. I'm gonna explain it, and I'll see you in court. I'm still gonna try to fight it. I don't want to just give up millions of dollars and just be, oh, okay, yeah, you're right. I owe you all of this.
Would you fight it, Dodge, if you realized that you made that type of mistake and were like $2 million a piece?
I might settle. If I had the bread, I would settle. To not to the mother though. To the kids, yeah.
But the kids are grown now.
Yeah, like I would settle for the moms. You clip, like fuck you. But for the kids, yeah.
Depends on the details. Some people are opportunists. Yeah, I made a mistake.
Yeah.
It was in poor taste, but is it a $2 million mistake, or you just coming at me because I got $2 million? You know what I mean?
That's true too.
There's a lot
but
of
then
people-
also like if what Tanae said is correct, it seems like them kids had a hard life, period. So if it's gonna help you, if it's gonna aid you in your healing process because you were the people that were a part of this, fine. The mother, miss me. I'm sorry.
All right.
I don't care.
Trav, I got one more, son. Damn, that sounded old as shit. Holy shit, I can't even control my old. That was out of bounds old, bro. It's like, old, out of bounds. Queen Elizabeth, the queen.
Y'all not gonna get me canceled today.
Has
Leave me the
passed.
fuck alone.
The queen has died.
Don't look at me.
There have been several different takes, bro. I don't know. I'm not as smart. I expect Dodge to be a lot more learned about global history and the history of our the mother country. Wasn't they over there? They was over there in that England, right?
Yeah.
So that's where we left England.
Who's we?
Who's we?
See.
'Cause I left
See?
Africa.
See, I thought
Against
I was
my
American
will.
for a second. My bad. I forgot. I don't know where the fuck I landed. Look, this guy, my bad. My bad.
Nah, but same, because I claim Jamaica too, and Jamaica is underneath the
British, yeah.
colonial.
So you're part of that.
We
part of
all,
that.
yo. Please don't let me talk about this lady.
No, I can't. No. So this is difficult because
not
for
difficult.
one,
It ain't.
there's
It's not difficult at all.
It's black and
Please,
white, literally.
please don't make me talk about this
it's
lady.
black and white.
Yeah.
But so basically,
Nigga, we don't mourn no colonizers. Please move on.
What?
Please. I can't.
Nah, but it's
do it.
important to talk about because some people do mourn her.
there's a lot of people
What
that
people?
mourn her.
I'm seeing pictures of Jamaicans crying and shit like that, and people on Instagram, R.I.P.
Oh, it's
all
Uncle
that.
Tom's Cabin? That's
I mean,
where we at?
are you surprised?
I'm not surprised by
I
anything.
have no idea what's going on.
Oh, I'm sorry.
So wait, there are people that are saying that although she defended the monarchy, or she was the head of the monarchy, she was not like the people who preceded her. She was a figurehead, but also tried to do things for relations. Of course, she's not going to give up $1 billion monarchy and a queendom because it's right now. Like how at what point in her seat, what is it called? Her rule, was she supposed to be like, all right, you know what, this is all bad. Everybody, y'all take y'all countries back. We're not gonna do that anymore. Like at what point is she supposed to do that?
I don't expect that from anybody in a position of power, because if you're in power, your job is to equate or to get more power, right? Or to sustain your power for as long as you possibly can. So for that's not my issue. My issue is if you are a ruler of sorts, you should be humane. You should be just. You should be diplomatic. You should love your what are they called? Your subjects. You understand? Like, you can't be bigoted and racist and allowing genocides and not saying anything, and then like in all of the propaganda and trying to make everything seem like everything is all hunky-dory, and then you died racist, bro. Meghan Markle already told us about y'all niggas over there. Like, I'm a nigga in America. What y'all want from me? Like, what do you really want from me? What do you want me to say?
Exactly. My sentiments exactly. If you benefit from all of this, your family, your country, the crown, everything it represents benefited tremendously financially from the slave trade and everything that happened afterwards, colonialism, that at some point, yes, you have to either denounce it, apologize, offer reparations, something. If you just enjoy the fruits of other people's labor, then you are guilty. You don't have to be the person that actually owns slaves to be looked at in the same regard. Like, I look at her the same way as her ancestors. She's guilty.
And
she
got
half
blood
your
on her
kids
is pedophiles. Like, what are we doing?
Now, Meghan Markle is supposed to have black blood in her somewhere.
She black. You seen her mama?
She black.
She said, okay. The reason why I brought that up is
she issued a statement.
No,
she's like,
I saw this in Instagram.
You get us in trouble.
That she said before Meghan Markle. Don Lemon says Meghan Markle admitting to not understanding how it felt to be treated like a black woman until marrying Harry is an example of light skin privilege. This is just something that I glossed over. I saved it. I was like, oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, I get that.
Are we saying that the Queen didn't fuck with Meghan because of her family, the black
She didn't
part of her
fuck with
family?
Meghan because she was black. Meghan said in that Oprah interview, it was either Meghan or Harry, one of them said that there was a conversation about Archie's complexion because they know that Meghan is half nigga, and they were just like, I hope that he doesn't come out too dark. You didn't watch that
No, I didn't.
Oh shit. Yeah.
This goes back before, like, we skipping over Princess Diana.
Diana, right? Because when she was in love with that Arabic dude, that Muslim dude, they was not with nothing. They was just like, oh yeah, nah. Clipped her.
I saw an interview clip where they asked her if she wanted to be queen. She was like, nah, I would never want to be queen because of what it represents. And I denounce what our, monarchy represents. You know what I mean? She's very outspoken, and she was like, the things that I would have to go along with is not who I am. You know what I mean?
She said, I want to be the queen of people's hearts, but I don't see myself ever being the queen.
And she got offed. You know what I mean?
Facts. Facts.
So what was the thing? What was the thing between Diana and the crown? Was it that she said those things? Like, they're like, oh no,
I think,
because why did you need to denounce her when you could just like?
So Diana is the type of person.
Like, why did you need to kill her
with morality and integrity that would have offered reparations or offered an apology had she been the monarch, right? So it wasn't that. It was like when Princess Diana and old boy split up, and she starts dating the Arab dude.
They was not happy.
And then she still has a title. You know what I mean? So whoever she marries would also have a title, and she's forming allegiance with Muslim nations and Muslim hierarchs, and it was a big problem. That's why she got killed.
They was not with that shit.
At all.
Not this white Catholic institution. You ain't gonna bring them niggas over here? No. Yeah. What?
How we? All right. I just want to let y'all know that I was selling drugs when Diana died. Right? I did not read no newspapers.
I mean, I was a child when Diana died, but this goes into my love for
Wasn't
documentaries.
it a car crash?
Yeah, well, she was being harassed by the paparazzi, and they were like chasing her down on a rainy night, and there was a car crash because she was trying to evade the paparazzi. But the paparazzi in England, like, think about like the type of shit that they did to like the Britney Spears and the Paris Hiltons and the Kim Kardashians. Think about that times 1,000. Like, them niggas had no type of respect, remorse, or anything.
So these are my days when I was like deep diving into all this type of stuff. This was like, you know, the Illuminati, behold the pale horse days, right? When she got killed. So it wasn't that she died in a car crash. It was that there was evidence, there was research, like the driver was sober. You saw him walking out of the establishment sober, gets into the car. When he dies and they pull his blood level is like 10 times the legal limit. Like, there was no way he would have been walking straight coming out of the spot.
Bless you.
He basically got poisoned. Like, they injected something in him to drive erratic like that. It wasn't the paparazzi and all of that. Like, paparazzi following her everywhere. That's her whole life.
Yeah.
Like, she got killed. They set up this dude to drink poison and fucking drive erratically. That's what happened. Like, it's literally like in the details. The dude's blood alcohol level, the video footage.
He had like a 5.08.
It's like, it was like ridiculous. Like, I did a deep dive into this shit, and it's like, wow. Obviously, this stuff isn't going to be all over the news, but it's
you're
there.
still the person that didn't want to take the vaccine. So
But I also took the vaccine, so I'm not that guy. I'm not going to go against the grain to the point where it's just ridiculous.
I just want to let you know YouTube is going to take my head off for saying that just now. Shout out to the YouTube. Melly has been doing an amazing job posting all of the videos. We heard the thing I told you about the volume. We're working on that right now. But shout out to y'all. I should take that out. That was dumb. Shout out to the Shut up. Just whatever. Trav, I just cannot.
Shout out to the YouTube.
You have 2 minutes before you have to leave. Well, that sounds fun.
I'm going to take my seat, Chelsea.
That is just not cool. What are we supposed to do? What am I supposed to do in 2 minutes?
Why y'all mad at me?
What the hell is 2 minutes gonna do? He's like, I gotta leave in 2 minutes.
I'm just giving you a heads up because usually, like, segue that. All right, Trump gotta go, and I want to just walk out in the middle of the conversation.
Which is what you're gonna do.
Well, not now that I give you a heads up.
Trom has to leave. I guess you and I are gonna sit here and go through Trav's format. This is a new thing that Travis brought up. Are you excited about it? You watched a little bit of it. You're not excited about it because you want to be at the zoo.
I'm very excited. No, I was gonna say something rude. Like, I'd say the third thing that comes to my mind most of the time. So I'm saying the rude things first, and then I'm
Therapy is working.
Fuck you.
I knew that would get you going.
I be trying with this thing. I be trying.
Let's take a break so that we can adjust. Trom, enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you for showing
Gotta
up.
work. It ain't really enjoyment, but thank you anyway, brother. You too. Why are you looking at me like that?
It's not fun to play music and watch people dance.
It is not fun to DJ a bar mitzvah with rich white people and their entitled children.
How much you get paid?
Decent amount of money, you know.
So enjoy it.
I'm gonna enjoy the paycheck.
We'll be right back.
Ooh, I like that. We'll be right back. Yo, my nigga, that's exactly what I was saying in my head the whole time. I fucking hate Trump. I hate you so bad. Ah!
Why you hate me?
Because we could have did this shit yesterday.
Yo, can y'all understand how stressed Melly has been over the course of the last 3 months? When things went bad and she caught COVID.
You had COVID?
No. I just told people that she did because they were wondering why Shameless and Hard Soft wasn't releasing no videos. What happened?
That life happened.
Life happened.
Shit happens.
And she
I
couldn't
get it.
finish the videos. She's been trying to catch up for 3 months.
I just found
And
out
she
recently
finally
that I
caught
was
up.
depressed for a year.
Wait, but I'm talking about Melly right now.
I'm relating to Millie.
And she finally caught up. Melly finally caught up with all of the videos, and she feels alive. She told me this was the worst experience she's ever been through in her life. She had Toro driving her car to do her other job while she was in the backseat editing and packaging rock hard gummies. I go outside. She's in the fucking car with a computer on her lap, packaging at the same time because she uses all of that. She does all of these different things to supplement her income. Mm-hmm. So shout out to you and your success. Thank you very much. Hey, y'all, hello. Nobody's going to say nothing? Y'all just going to be like, Like, say something.
Yeah. Yeah. That nigga be crispy. Yeah. Hey. I'm shameless, so shameless. With my dogs on the block, it was dangerous. Take a girl out to eat and she's paying. I'm shameless, so shameless. I'ma go hit Tahoe up. Come bring the Tahoe truck, body bags on body bags. Come pick this garbage up. DJ mixing in the booth, he leave him traumatized up. I ain't got no time to waste. Let's get these commas up. I'm sitting in class, I can't even focus. Looking at the teacher, hoping that she don't notice. Titty sit right, that ass be poking. I'm sitting in the front, cause I gotta be the closest. I'm just waiting for the bell, let everybody leave. I passed with an A, but left her with a D.